Alright, what did I say last time? We can refuse to continue playing the charade. What if we learned how to control the flow and movement of entries, figures and digits for our own benefit? Is that possible, and if so, how? How can the real man in the real world function in the fictional world in which the commerce game exists? When in commerce, do as commerce does. Use the Uniform Commercial Code, that's the UCC. The UCC1 financing statement is the one contract in the world that cannot be broken, and it's the foundation of the accepted for value process. The power of this document is awesome, and there's actually one here. This is what it looks like. It's pretty basic actually. That's a UCC1 statement. It has been filled out. There's 2 sides to it. Okay, what does that do? Okay. Alright, what is the UCC? Okay, the UCC1 financing statement. Okay, I read all that. Okay, the power of this document is awesome. Since the TDA, that's the Treasury Direct Account, exists for the strawman, who until now has been controlled by the government, we can gain control and ownership of the strawman by first activating the TDA and then filing a UCC1 financing statement. This does 2 things for us. First, by activating the TDA, remember that's the Treasury Direct Account, we gain limited control over the funds in the account. This allows us to also move entries, figures and digits for our benefit. Secondly, by properly filing a UCC1 financing statement, we become the holder in due course of the strawman, all caps. A filed UCC1 is public notice of a registered lien by a real human being who is the secured party upon the strawman, the government-created foreign non-registered corporation. With the strawman under our control, government has no access to the TDA, and they also lose their go-between, their liaison and their connection to the real living man and woman. No longer a subject, you become a free sovereign once again. You declare your independence. From now on, when presented with any claim or presentment from government, you will agree with it. A claim or a presentment might be a traffic fine or, parking ticket. I get lots of those. Speeding tickets. This removes the controversy and you accept it for value. Bottom line is you agree, you accept it, you don't argue. By doing this, you remove the negative claim against your account and become the holder in due course of the presentment. As holder in due course, you can require the sworn testimony of the presenter of the claim under penalty of perjury and request the account be properly adjusted. Okay, what does it? Turns the tables. You don't have liability for your straw man. If you do commercial assignments, you have an asset called a bill of exchange which you can spend out. The birth certificate represents the body. The Social Security number, or SSN, all caps, represents the commercial account. Behind every birth certificate is a $1 million bond, which is prepaid financing on any activity of the straw man. Some people have used their TDA to pay off their home or commercial mortgage, bank or student loans, tax liens or credit card debt. So good. Anyway, we'll go there. When you own your straw man and anyone else charges against him, that's all caps, then that is commercial trespassing. If anyone goes after your straw man and wins any monetary award against the fiction of your straw man, then you, as the real person or secured party, get the first $1 million of that because you have the first lien. It's all business, a commercial undertaking, and the basic procedure is not complicated. In fact, it's fairly simple. We just have to remember a few things, like this is not a legal procedure. We're not playing people's court. This is commerce, and we play by the rules of commerce. We accept the claim and become the holder of due course and challenge whether or not the presenter of the claim had or has the proper authority, the order to make the claim, which is the debit on our account in the first place. When they cannot produce the order, and they never can, it was never issued, we request the account be properly adjusted. That means the charge or claim goes away. Always accept for value, because become the holder in due course and decide not to prosecute yourself. And they're asking the question, are you getting used to this power yet? If they don't adjust the account, a request is made for the bookkeeping records showing where the funds in question were assigned. This is done by requesting the fiduciary tax estimate and the fiduciary tax return for this claim. Since the claim has been accepted for value and prepaid, and our TDA is exempt from levy, the request for the fiduciary tax estimate and the fiduciary tax return is valid, because the information is necessary in determining who is delinquent and or making claims on the account. If there is no record of the fiduciary tax estimate and the fiduciary tax return, we then request the individual tax estimates and individual tax returns to determine if there is delinquency. Okay, it's getting a bit complicated now, but the bottom line is we turn the tables, we accept for value any presentment made against us, and we ask them to prove where the order came from. And at the end of the day, they can't. Okay, right. If we receive no favourable response to the above requests, we will then file a currency report on the amount claimed, assessed against our account, and begin the commercial process that will force them either to do what is required or lose everything they own. Okay, this is the power of contracts in commerce. A contract overrides the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, and any other document other than another contract. No process of law, colour of law, under present codes, statutes, rules, regulations, ordinances, etc., can operate upon you. No agent and or agency of government, including courts, can gain jurisdiction over you without your consent. You do not exist within their fictional commercial venue. The accepted for value process gives you the ability to deal with them through the use of your transmitting utility, the go-between, which is the straw man, and to hold them accountable in their own commercial world for any action they attempt to take against us. Without a proper order, they must leave us alone or pay the consequences. And at the end of the day, we know they're not in possession of such a document. Okay. In addition to your own freedom reclaimed, you will remove your collateral and participation from the frauds, manipulations and extortion that have been perpetrated in your name. When enough people have reclaimed their birthright, we can also reclaim our constitutional republic that was intended to serve us in the protecting our life, liberty and pursuit of happiness. Okay, the question is asked, and this is almost the end. What can you do? Stop playing their game. Take back your power. Stop paying taxes that are not legal or lawful. Stop paying bills you don't really owe. Stop using their money. There are ways if you open your mind and look for the gaps in their fences that keep the sheep in their pasture. Are you chattel or a real person? You're the one who makes that choice.